Hi, I'm Darryl Young. I'm at C2E2 in Chicago, 2021. As you can see, I love retro art. I love stuff from the 70s and the 80s. You can find me on Instagram at Darryl Young Design 69. And please visit my friend's site, Raze Chaos. He's the one who's filming you right now. Take care and thank you.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel. You go to hell. And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and we are here. It is March, and yeah, March is exciting. And it took Raze until March to realize that one, and welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and oh yes, it is March. And look, it's not a pin video. Raze is finally able to maintain that, yeah, pin videos aren't going to be around for a little while. At least until he gets, enough pins to warrant one. But, yeah, I knew that, eventually it was going to drop off. Not as soon as I had thought to, so we had two final pin videos after the final pin video. but yeah, we're done. It wasn't even close because, to be perfectly honest, believe it or not, Raze has only gotten one pin since his last pin video. Just the fact that he got one says a lot. It's like, really? It's like, how? But what Raze hasn't done in a while is a good old WWE video. A good old wrestling video. And Raze got this, the 14-day Pocket Pop WWE calendar. Don't even know what this is for, because, I mean, it's not like it's telling me it's a countdown to WrestleMania. It's not a countdown to SummerSlam. It's got quite a few characters on here that make it worth checking out. I mean, you've got China, you've got Hogan, you've got the King, you've got the Hitman, you've got The Rock and Rey Mysterio and Trish Stratus, all on the cover. And there's 14 of them, so that's a good number of people that we already know is going to be in here. So, or maybe they won't, because, they do like to surprise us sometimes with that. Yeah, never get anything of Funko just because the character you like's on the cover, because it may not happen. Thankfully, it hasn't happened to me yet, but it's always possible. But we're going to go ahead and we are going to put this guy away, and we are going to bust out on this. Now, let's just tear into this guy, and Raze is once again going to use his sidearm here. His favorite little, you don't see it coming, but yeah, it's already sliced right through you. So we're gonna go ahead and rip into this guy, and yeah, it moves so quickly and it goes right back in place. It's just like, yeah, what's happening? What just happened to you? You don't even know, do you? Ooh, you're ripped open. Yeah, I'm a little bit on today. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get that away. There's a slip case, of course, because there's always a slip case. And, I don't know if that's for people who actually, collect these things. But rather than going down all 14 days, Raze is just going to go ahead and open these all up at once. Because there's really nothing that we're counting down to at this point. I mean, honestly. So we've got the WWE, and boom, here we've got the opening. Oh, it says icons on it, but it's hard to say who's an icon anymore and who isn't. I have been paying attention to the Hall of Fame announcements, and yeah, they're kind of scraping the barrel, aren't they? They don't have as many as they may have thought they had. It was cool that I think there's rumor, and it is a possibility that Demolition may be going in this year. And that one, I do believe, is well overdue. Um, for a couple of guys that basically were supposed to be Road Warrior knockoffs, they did quite well for themselves. So we're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna bust in this thing, and I think Raze is gonna gonna categorize these as far as the characters that he really liked and the ones he didn't really care for. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop into number 1, and boom. Who do we have here? Who is the number 1 wrestler icon or whatever he is that pops out here? And I can't believe how easy it is to get these things open, but not the bags. Who did we get first? Shoo-hoo, we got China. Right out the bat, we got China. China from DX, one of the only female intercontinental champion of all time, the only WWE female champion of intercontinental champion. Raze cannot talk today. He's just so excited. But yeah, this is a really cool one. So always happy to get something China related, because just the idea that they tend to like stuff her in the back anymore for as much as she did. And I know it's because of her later career activities, more so than her unhappy departure. But yeah, it's good to see that she is still getting some kind of recognition, even though it's not nearly as much as I think she deserves. Yeah, she goes into the very awesome pile. So we've got China right off the bat. That's cool. I mean, them starting out with a female character is actually really surprising, to be honest with you. And who comes up to number 2? Who comes up to number 2? We've got another legend. We've got another big legend, and that is Jerry the King Lawler. And honestly, I've mentioned before in previous videos with Jerry the King Lawler just how big of an influence I think he is on the world of wrestling in general. I do believe that he is one of the people that basically showed the world that it could handle as far as wrestling goes, which was only territories when he got his start, that it could be a national product with his feud with Andy Kaufman, which, you know, he primarily worked in the Memphis area, the Memphis, Tennessee area, and that was its own territory. And then it got national attention when he started feuding with Andy Kaufman, who was on Taxi. He was a very, very popular comedic character up until he took it too far. Which, we won't go into Andy Kaufman because you know Raze will go on about that guy. But yeah, I think he is a huge influence on wrestling as we know it today. And I think, yeah, it can't be downplayed enough just how big of an influence, showing that, opening up the world to that much bigger stage. And while a lot of people thought about it, Kaufman and Lawler really kind of made it happen. So that's a big reason why he is in the Raze Chaos Hall of Fame. That's for damn sure. And he is in the regular Hall of Fame. But now we're gonna hit 3 because we haven't got a lot. Raze has talked about a lot of these characters on his channel already, or a lot of these people on his channel already, or both of these people. He does some video. He's not the biggest wrestling fan, but what he loves, and you know he does. So he's got videos on some of these guys even more than where he goes into more depths than he is here. And who is next here? I'm not even looking down. I'm going to let myself be surprised. Who is our number 3 character? Oh my goodness, it's Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio. That is awesome. I think I have this in the Bitty Pop. I think I've got one, but I don't have a full sized. And the reason I don't have a full sized Rey Mysterio, full size pop of Rey Mysterio, is not because I don't like him. Because honestly, there's nothing not to like about Rey Mysterio. And you know, Raze was a fan of his way back when he was in WCW, before he even got onto the WWE stage. Yeah, Raze was already a fan of his, even though he was much different than the other characters that Raze liked. But he really kind of transcended. He really kind of showed you. He made you like him. But the main reason why Raze doesn't have a Rey Mysterio pop is because he hasn't liked the costume designs of the Rey Mysterios that they've put out. Raze doesn't like this one, in general. This isn't one of his. I mean, he loves having a Rey Mysterio represent, but this wouldn't. If there was a obviously there's a full size pop of this, but Raze isn't going after this one because he doesn't like the look of it. Rey Mysterio has sported a lot of looks, and Raze would get one if they hit one of the designs that he liked, but as of yet, they keep not hitting the ones that he liked. I do believe they have made one or two, but Raze just hasn't found them yet. So yeah, this does go into the legend pile, even though he doesn't have a full size pop of it. So yeah, they've been swinging for the fences right off the bat, and none of the people that Raze doesn't really care for so much. But there's always number 4. Boom! He's just like stabbing into these things. Just, here you go. And, ooh, yeah, we have got one of the top tier guys right now. We got Randy the Macho Man Savage. And, oh my God, I love this. Raze has not been able to get a full-sized Randy Macho Man Savage pop yet. Really wants one, but I think the only opportunity he had to get one was the Walmart exclusive, which basically had him all in lime green. And I mean, you don't want Randy Macho Man Savage in just a straight lime green. I mean, he needs to pop. He needs to pop multicolored, not just lime green. And I think that's the only reason why I didn't get that one. But always on the lookout for the Randy Macho Man Savage that he is going to get. So yeah, this is top tier as far as Raze is concerned. This is like one of the guys on the Mount Rushmore that was just, unmistakable, undeniable, and like a lot of the wrestlers that Raze likes, they never got their full accolades. No matter how much they're praised now, they never got the time in the ring I felt like they needed, or reached the levels that they could have. And yeah, Macho Man Savage is definitely one of those people. Boom! And number 5, who are we going to get? What egotistical, steroid-infused individual are we going to get next? It looks like we are going to get... Speaking of steroid-infused individuals, we have Hulk Hogan, and we've got him with his bald head and him ripping his shirt. And if there was ever a wrestler who has fallen from grace, it would be this guy. Raze, when little Raze was a huge Hulk Hogan fan when he was a kid, because, he was just awesome. He was everything. He had the bravado. He basically sold himself so well. He sold himself and the character that he and Vince McMahon created as this superhero that just could not be defeated. Unfortunately, Raze got older, and Raze learned more about him. And, the more he learned, the more he had trouble justifying being a fan of his, until the point it's pretty much to the point of, like everybody else, that booed him on the Netflix premiere. Yeah, I was actually, I was kind of surprised, but because it was a WWE crowd that booed him, but like, yeah, I mean, it was coming. He's done way too much crap. He's lied about way too much stuff. He's upset way too many of his own peers to ever be able to stay up on top. And the fact that he's never shown any remorse or gone back on it, or, I mean, occasionally he has, admitted to things, but like at the same time, he's never really taken full accountability for all the crap that he's done. And he continues to BS like it's nobody's business. But yeah, he's definitely going into the crap pile, because Raze really isn't a fan anymore. It's even hard watching his old stuff from his glory days, and it just kind of like he's able to taint his own legacy, and that's really sad. But we are going to go into them. Boom! We are going into number 6. And opening this up, we're going to have a look at him, or her, or whoever it is. We're going to see. This is weird, because this is a whole other bag that's attached to this. We've got the big man. We have got Kevin Nash. And Kevin Nash was one of my favorite wrestlers for the longest time. He was huge. He was imposing. And believe it or not, Raze didn't jump onto the Kevin Nash bandwagon until after he was Diesel. And then he went to WCW and just went on using his name. And that's when Raze gravitated towards him, because, yeah, he was the big man. And, yeah, I mean, he's a very smart guy, and he's kind of shown that in everything that he's done. And the fact that he was the Russian in the Punisher movie, and Raze has talked about Kevin Nash in the past, and probably told this story, but he's going to do it again. During the scene when the Russian is fighting the Punisher, the Punisher basically grabs a switchblade and jams it into his chest. And the thing is Thomas Jane, the guy playing Punisher, had actually grabbed the real switchblade and not the prop switchblade. And so he literally jammed it into the Russian's chest. What you see is actually what actually happened. And Kevin Nash did not sell it, because the Russian would not have felt it. So Kevin Nash did not react to the fact that he just got a switchblade knife shoved into his chest. And they were able to use the scene. And that is a level of holy crap that, I mean, yeah, okay, you're strong enough to take a switchblade to the chest, but a surprise switchblade to the chest? That wasn't supposed to hurt. But, that's gotta hurt like crazy. But he did get medical attention, because he literally was just stabbed. It just tells you just how badass this guy actually is. So he definitely goes up there in the top rung as far as Raze Chaos's little personal Hall of Fame. Now we're gonna go into the next one. We're opening this up. Where are you gonna get this thing? And who do we have next? We've got Stone Cold. Okay, the funny thing about Stone Cold is Raze is very much not somebody who follows the pack. And Raze was not really into Stone Cold when he was doing his thing. It was like, okay, that's who everybody else likes. Who else is out there? Just kind of, he's there. He's okay. Up until, pretty much until he retired, until he was done. it wasn't until Raze started looking back on this man's career and really saw how freaking hysterical he was, and understands why he was everybody's favorite and why he blew past being even more popular than Hulk Hogan himself in the wrestling world, which is one of those things that was damn near impossible to do. He hasn't really translated out of it at all, but, you know, he doesn't care because, I mean, he's good. He's good. He can go be treated like royalty anytime there's a WWE event, and then he can go back and do his normal thing. Yeah, he's had his public fallouts in the past, but yeah, he's recovered from all of them. He's handled them all very well, and yeah, just the more I learn about him, the more Raze likes him. But he wasn't in the top tier when he was actually active and running around. Raze didn't really care. It was just like, okay, well, that's what he's doing. He's focusing on the main event, and Raze wants to see who's up and coming, and this was definitely above his radar, I guess you'd say. But he's definitely on it now, and so yeah, this is definitely going into the happy pile, I guess you'd say. And Hogan's still like chilling out there by himself. Serves you right. Boom! Ah. Wow. Just tearing this right into this. Who do we have next? Oh, we have got like a good little selection of champions at this point, because we have The Rock. And yeah, The Rock has gone up and down Raze's ladder as far as like how much he likes him versus how much he doesn't. He's definitely done some great things. Doesn't always like the way he sells things. Doesn't always like the way he handles everything. But the fact that he has done so much that he can jump up and down that ladder really shows just how much exposure The Rock's got. And of course now he is kind of one of the, I mean, he's pretty much a bigwig in the as far as the company that owns WWE now. And obviously he's going to make sure that he's always going to have a spot there. But yeah, he is just barely going to make it into the top pile. But if I had to rank these guys, he'd probably be at one of the lowest rungs. Because aside from a couple of his notable spots, yeah, Raze doesn't get as excited as he used to when he sees The Rock come out. He's kind of fallen from grace a little bit as well, but he hasn't done anything so much that you just want to hate him. Except maybe his ego. But now we're on number 9, and I just stabbed number 12. Raze's aim is off, but that just means number 12 is going to be easier to get into. Boom, let us tear into this one and see who we've got. And this is so weird. The bags in these are so weird, gotta say. Oh, here we go. The one that everybody assumes Raze is going to be the big fan of, and that is the Undertaker. And this is the Phenom himself. He's got his Ministry of Darkness robes on this case. Got his hands up. And yeah, if there is no way you cannot respect what Mark Calloway did with this character. Because this came on in the time where you had freaking wrestler garbage men. And, you know, like a Red Rooster. I mean, you had all these super gimmicky different characters going on here. And he came on as the Undertaker, who also wrestles. Or the Dead Man. Or, you know, just the giant undead being. And he was able to maintain that at varying levels all the way up to the end of his career. And yeah, and he was constant. He was a big follower of kayfabe. So not only was he maintaining that character, but he was doing it in full character. I mean, there were only like a handful of times that anybody ever saw him break character, and that is a testament unto himself. So yeah, he definitely gets he's definitely in there in the good spot. And congratulations to the Undertaker, as I see that his wife, Michelle McCool, is going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. I think that's kind of funny. Now we're going to hit number 10. And opening this guy up, having a look at him, seeing who he is. If you've watched this channel, you know who Raze absolutely loves. And they haven't shown up yet, so we're going to make sure that this actually comes. They really, I mean, aside from Kevin Nash, Kevin Nash and Macho Man, they really haven't hit any of Raze's tippy-top characters. But they are coming really close, because now we've got Bret the Hitman Hart. And I think Raze passed on this pop when he had the opportunity to get it, and it's one of those things that he really kind of regrets. I think at the time I was worried that first and foremost, as far as the wrestling collection goes, DX is who Raze is going to get, and that does spill over a little bit because the NWO was basically the same thing. But he doesn't necessarily go for all the NWO people. Primarily the Clique. The Clique is Raze's group that he absolutely loves. When the pop for Bret the Hitman Hart came out, kind of saw that as, oh, now they're going to be putting out Hart Foundation characters. And surprisingly enough, they really haven't. So yeah, that turned into a big regret on my part that I didn't go ahead and grab the Bret Hart when I could have. But you know, you never know who you're gonna spot when you get the opportunity to. So yeah, there are 4 characters left, and there are 4 people that I would love to get. And yeah, let's just hope that some of these 4 are at least close to the levels of the people that Raze absolutely loves. Because this hasn't been bad, but it hasn't been exceptionally good as either. It's really kind of been like middle of the road here. And Raze really, they could turn this around still. They could get a couple other people in here. But there's no guarantee that any of them are going to get there. And yeah, looking at the cover, there's only one of those characters that Raze kind of has a feeling is in here. But it's not one that's on the top tier. And boom! We got him, though. We got one of the best. We got one of the greatest of all time, and that would be Shawn Michaels in his little, I want to say Holy Roller WrestleMania outfits from one of his Undertaker battles that he did, where he was all in white, and it was a good versus evil type thing. And I believe this was Shawn Michaels' original retirement match. We're not going to talk about the comeback match that happened in Saudi Arabia, because that was just sad. And yeah, it's not really one of Raze's favorite versions or favorite looks that he had, but at the same time, like, Shawn Michaels is so good that it didn't really matter what his look was. He was going to impress you. So yeah, we are hitting the top echelon right here. He is one of the people that Raze was hoping that he was going to get one of. And boom, he definitely has that. And now we're going to go. I already busted number 12 open, and that is already busted 12 open, so we're going to tear this into it. And don't even know if I want to predict this. I mean, the only one that I can predict, if I predicted the one that I know is that I'm very sure is in here, I could do it every time till I get it right. But yeah, this is one that hopefully this is. Oh yeah, we got him. We got the game. We've got Triple H right next to Shawn Michaels. We got him in his whole King of Kings outfit with the sledgehammers, the big freaking iron cross on the helmet. This was just his big Conan inspired Triple H look from one of the WrestleManias. I think this is even the WrestleMania that Alexa Bliss was one of the valets that was with him at that point, and it was like her first coming on the screen. And I mean, it's absolutely awesome. I've always loved this look. The only thing I didn't like about it is that he had already cut his hair short at this point, because I thought it would look much better with his with the longer hair. But yeah, that's just a mild complaint there. But yeah, Triple H, the second half of DX, and we got it. And you know, Raze loves him some DX. And yeah, they are top of the mountain. And yeah, this is I was expecting to get a Triple H, but I wasn't expecting to get this one. So this is a very awesome version. Raze does have some DX and Triple H pops. They're mostly the DX versions. So that's really awesome. Behold the King of Kings. Okay, this is confusing because the middle part ripped out. Yeah, there isn't like two down here. There's two little things down here, but like there was only one door down there. That was a little production flaw. This one was on the 13 size, so I think we're gonna go ahead and get this. I'm gonna open this up, and just by feeling it, I think it's the other one that was on the box that we haven't gotten yet. And I do believe that is Trish Stratus. And wow, they gotta get more difficult as they go, don't they? So boom. Just in case. I'm pretty sure this is Trish Stratus. And it is not. It is Mean Gene Okerlund. And I am probably the only person in the world that's ever mistaken Mean Gene Okerlund for Trish Stratus. And but yeah, legendary announcer, legendary interviewer. He has to be the first one that Raze ever saw, because you know when Raze got into it, it was during the rock and wrestling era, and you know the Saturday morning cartoon type, which really drew Raze into the world of wrestling. And Mean Gene Okerlund was right there at the very beginning. He was the only person that you guaranteed to see the live action version for the opening segment, and the animated version later on. And always liked him because, you know, especially having gotten into it from watching the cartoon, it was good guys versus bad guys. And Mean Gene Okerlund was like in the middle. He was always right there talking to both sides. He was clearly a good guy, but, you know, he could go and talk to the bad guys without any fear of anything bad happening to him. So that kind of put him on an extra level there. But yeah, loving his reactions and his on-the-moment wit that he used to exhibit during things. Yeah, between him and him doing interviews with Macho Man Savage are absolutely legendary. So yeah, this is definitely a must-have. And I believe Raze does have a full-size pop of that guy too. So that's really cool, and that's really another thing. And this is kind of disappointing. If this one is actually Trish Stratus, I will be very, very surprised, because that means they revealed the 14th person on the box, and that's really kind of lame, Funko. Not saying anything against Trish Stratus, but that's a lame way of doing things. And, yep, that's exactly what we got. We got Trish Stratus, another one that Raze has the full-size pop of. Raze absolutely loved watching her when he was younger, and not for the obvious reasons. I mean, yeah, she was extremely attractive, and she really kind of did her own thing. She is one of those people that sat on top of the women's division the entire time that she was on it. And, yeah, she kind of stayed there. What Raze liked about her is that though she started out as eye candy like a lot of the divas of the time, she actually got into the physicality and became a much better wrestler as she went on. And that is part of what made her really kind of excel in Raze's head, because she was able to do that. I mean, honestly, if it was just her looks, Raze would have loved that movie that she made, which was so boring he almost fell asleep in it. But yeah, she didn't translate well to other medias, obviously. But yeah, it's good to see that she's still coming back to roll in the dirt a little bit, and it's cool to see that she's still active. And I mean, she still looks great, and yeah, she's still basically revered in the WWE universe. So that is cool. So yeah, this is really awesome, because there's really only one of these I didn't like, and it was the inevitable Hulk Hogan that you were gonna get. And yeah, it is disappointing, because Raze remembers when he was the Incredible Hulk Hogan, which they had to stop using because he'd have to start paying Marvel Comics, along with just calling him Hulk. That was another thing that WWE had trouble with, is you can't just call him Hulk. You've got to call him Hollywood Hogan, or Hulk Hogan, or just Hogan, which works just as well. But yeah, that's a pretty good selection. And at this point, especially when this was made before the Netflix premiere. I have a feeling if we got another one of these, we may not see Hogan in it, because yeah, I think he has crossed several lines, and I don't think anybody really wants him. But at any rate, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed getting all these little figures, because Raze loves getting little figures. Leave me a comment down below and let me know which one of these was your favorite as far as these go. Honestly, Raze may just have to give his favorite to the Triple H. I mean, just because it is a version he doesn't have. It would be a kind of a tie between Macho Man, since I don't have one, and Triple H, since I don't have that version. Those would be the tie for top for Raze in this little collection. But you let him know who you like down in the comments below, because they had a lot of great characters out here. And yeah, I could almost predict at least one person. I can already predict one of their answers. So, Raze is going to go ahead and get out of here now. I hope you've enjoyed this, but never forget, the life is full of odd moments. You never know when you're going to be defined.